Well, what about now? Yeah. All right. Everything's great. But yeah, yeah. So there's three whole people. Four people. All right. It's happening, everybody. How are you? Let me know what's going on. I have a one camera setup right now, so I can't do anything super fancy. I can do some screen share if we want to do anything to do with that. I could do some cover songs because my guitar's always over there. If you want that, uh, there's um, I can screen share. I think I can screen share my my Vlogbrothers video that I'm editing right now because I'm trying to figure out. There it is. I'm just like I'm putting the finishing touches on my video, you guys. You want to watch me put the finishing touches on my video? That'd be nice for me because then I'd be done and I could export it and then I could after the live stream I could go inside and have dinner. uh, so I don't know. Is it a premiere? Is that what we're doing? I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's see what happens if I do this. Hey, look at that! Look at that! It's my desktop, my screen. Yeah. Hello. All right. Well, that's what that looks like. Does it make noise? Can you hear that? You can't.
That doesn't lead to more than a meter of sea
I
level
mean, you can
rise
hear
with
it
technology.
in my mic, but not the desktop audio, which I would like to have working if I ever wanted to play a game or something during one of these. But hey, it's not. So that's life. This video that I'm putting on Vlogbrothers tomorrow morning is called. Oh, if you're gonna talk about the book, make sure no spoilers. But yeah, I am here if you have questions. But I'm gonna finish editing my video because that's important.
We are humans, and we are
This
very good
this
at
video is
solving
called the
problems. We're
scariest
just
graph I've
not
ever
good
seen.
at
It's
solving
about global
problems
warming.
that we aren't able to
But at the
predict.
very end, I call out John in his new thing, Life's Library. So boop 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 boop. Yeah, I'm gonna start right there. Boom.
I'll see you on Tuesday. John, congrats on the launch of Life's. John, congrats on the
Haven't you always wanted to
John,
see
congrats on the launch of Life's
how
Library. We
I
got those first 1,000 people, and now it is open for folks to sign up. I
how
was
I
the
edited
first
a
1,000
video?
people.
Isn't it the most exciting? And I'm gonna make
So
so there was already one in my cart, and so that I gotta movie magic it out so there's only one. Bloop, and that's gonna go away. And yep, there we go. Movie magic. Bump.
what a wonderful
And
value.
now
And
it just
second,
looks like that was that way the whole
I
time.
feel like I think a little bit differently about climate change than what a wonderful valley. And second, if you want to hear me ramble a bunch about how I feel like I think a little bit differently about climate change than a lot of people, and maybe a little bit more of a nuanced take, I made a big long video over on Hank's channel. It has a little bit of optimism in it, which you might need right now. Check out Life's Library at lifeslibrarybookclub.com.
All right, video done. Export. I hope. If I almost clicked on this, I went over to my screen share. I was like, "There's the thing over there, right?" Uh, Save and export. All right, we're going. Now I'm back. I'm everybody. I'm here. All right, I'm gonna look through the chat. What came through so far? Jen says I forgot this was the third Thursday. It is the third Thursday. Oh yes, new Vlogbrothers video. You lucky people he traveled close to. I'm sad he didn't visit Book Heaven in Portland. I mean, I got pretty close to Portland, didn't I? Hello. I don't. Oh, I should probably turn my uh, there you go. That's me now. So you're not just staring at the thing. Um, right. I got confused. All right. I think we're good. I think that you can see me. I can see you. The the frame rate might have gotten very bad as soon as I started exporting that video. So maybe I shouldn't do those two things simultaneously. Did the frame rate get really bad for you guys? Yeah, a little sneaky peek. Hi, Paula. Bellingham is 3 to 4 hour drive from Portland. Close by Western U.S. standards, but still far. I agree. Bellingham is a long way from Portland. It's true. Okay, great. So it looks bad on my screen, but maybe it's not. Yeah, I think a lot of people got notifications on their phones. I'm a member, but did I get a notification? Did I? Wow. I did not. Do not seem to have gotten a notification personally, but definitely a lot of people did, because people showed up really fast. So I assume that's what's going on. As long as the audio is good, who cares about the video? Who cares about the video? I only got 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the export anyway. Oh, I received an email notification. Fancy. I thought that there would be a way for me to go live just for members, but there wasn't. I had to go live. This is why it took me so long and why I was late to the stream. I had to go live for like unlisted and then put the link in a community post just for members, which is probably what everybody's doing, but like felt like a little bit of a workaround. If anybody's got any questions for anything, let me know. I get Hank's channel notifications, so maybe that's necessary. Good question. People, it was a bit intense. If you got a notification, you sign up for notifications on Hank's channel generally, or did that come in separately? All right. Yeah, so my Vlogbrothers video tomorrow is entitled The Scariest Graph in the World, I think, or the scariest graph I've ever seen, or the scariest graph, or who knows. We'll see what happens when it goes. It was a separate notification. Okay, so are you not signed up to get notifications from Hank's channel at all, or because I don't know what a separate notification means. It seems like okay. As another live stream. Oh, what? Oh man, I shouldn't have told you that there's a live stream at all because it's unlisted. I should have just told you about the community post. That's super confusing, y'all. Son of a bitch. Give me a drink. One more night. I can't break free. Son of a bitch. Okay, you're not signed up for notifications, but you got one anyway. I don't know. I didn't get one. Maybe I'm not logged into the right YouTube account on my phone? No, I am. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Wheezy Waiter uploaded his new Why Do People Like Exercise video that I think that I am in that one.
Exercise rules.
It does. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Do you like exercise?
I don't love exercise, but I need to do it.
Do you like exercise?
Exercise to me implies that I'm only doing it for a goal.
Just watching a video.
The activity itself. So no.
I am a member of my own channel, Anonymous Freak. I signed up to be a member of me. It's what's up. It's what happened. No, I'm trying to figure out because I had this all set up to work when I was doing the Dream Hanky streams, and it was working. But now I can't figure out what's wrong. But you can hear me, so that's good. I'm turning myself up. Is that okay? I made myself louder just now. I have a question. Will you be participating in Life's Library? Yes, I just ordered it just now. I did that while I was realizing that I had enough of space at the end of my video to thank everybody for checking it out and etc. Is John a member of Hank's channel? He is, in fact, or at least Vlogbrothers is. Because I didn't sign up with Vlogbrothers, I signed up with Hank's channel, which is weird that you could do that. But I looked, and Vlogbrothers recently has signed up. So yeah, Life's Library has launched now, and yeah, they had enough people sign up to do it. So we're gonna do it, and I think like something that I've realized as a person who published a book recently, that the like, you know, if Life's Library has 1,000 people that get a book or that sign up and like they buy the book separately, like either way, whether you're signing up for just the digital thing or the full thing where you get a physical book, if like 1,000 books is a lot. I don't know how many people have signed up, Sarah. Thanks, Anonymous Freak. God, I was worried for a second. I that yeah, that like that's a really big deal for an author. It's a really big deal for a publisher. It's a really big deal for a smaller book. Oftentimes, books don't really sell that many copies, so it can be a huge thing. And you know, in when I was #1 on the New York Times bestseller list, I think that we sold like I don't know, like maybe between 30 and 40,000 copies of the book. I'm kind of guessing because it's weird. And that like that included all the pre-orders and the people who bought in the first week, and or the first like 5 days because they count weird. And that like that's #1. So like 2,000 copies of a book, if Life's Library has 2,000 members, is a really big deal. Like if Life's Library had like 30,000 members, every Life's Library book would be a #1 New York Times bestseller. That's crazy to me to think that. And this is partially because there's just a lot of books, and so the publishing industry is, you know, in effect, in some ways, like a sort of long tail thing. So you get like you get a lot of sales from the books that aren't selling, you know, 1,000 copies a week, but the number of books that are selling 1,000 copies a week is pretty small. It's sort of surprisingly small. But we got a question. What is my relationship with my music these days? Are you playing guitar, writing any songs? I know you've been busy with the book and etc. Oh, it's another album. Anywhere in the sites. We've talked about it, me and the guys, the Perfect Strangers, about getting back together and recording an album. We have, you know, I think that we have enough material to do another album right now, honestly. Like most of that stuff was written more than a year ago. And some of it would be like cover songs or songs that I recorded a long time ago, but I still like and have never done like a real studio version of. So no yawning. As soon as you said that, I was destined to yawn. Yeah, so that's basically it. And you're right, like it takes energy, and it didn't used to seem that way. It used to seem like songwriting is a thing that just happened, but in part that was because for so long with Song Wednesdays, I had to do it every time a Wednesday was coming, and that was a really inspirational and great thing to have in my life, and like taught me how to write a song even when I wasn't in the mood, or even when I wasn't like ultimately super duper proud of the thing that came out of it. And yeah, but like not having a reason and not having done it in a while, my brain just isn't in that space. And like there's a lot of time where like, you know, it could be like this would be good songwriting time, but like it turns out to be like I'm working on plot problems. And yeah. But I won't lie, I enjoy putting on a mix of your stuff while I'm driving long distances alone in the car, especially when I'm changing radio coverage areas. That's great. That's wonderful. You know what I've found is that my son loves my music. He is almost 2, and like first of all, it's very cute because he's like points at the speaker and he goes "Dada." That's good. That's very good. But like a lot of the, not everything, but like anglerfish in particular, he's a huge, because it's just like got a really sort of like driving, simple um, beat. Dun- Like just like that the whole way through, and he's just like jumping up and down on the couch. It's very good. He has a couple of songs that he likes a lot. That like Total. Like he has a couple of songs that he's a huge fan of, which is weird. I love it that there's something that he's super into, and I love like watching him express opinions and be like, I don't want to read that book. I want to read this book is fascinating to me, because it seemed for so long like he was just sort of this lump that would like sort of accept whatever we threw at him. And now he's like, no, I don't want that book. I want that book. And he points to the book and then he says the name of the book or like something close to it. Like, it's got like Goodnight Moon. He says, Moon! Moon! He loves Goodnight Moon. I think kids freaking love that book, man. That's why it's been 60 years. Anyway. How is he almost 2 already? I don't know. He's so big. He has grown out of everything. I want him to not have to. Oh, like he has Halloween costumes from last year that we thought he was going to fit in, and he does not at all. Because they were like way too big for him last year. If I could institute one new feature here on YouTube, what would it be? I would want to be able to not turn off comments, but pause comments. So if a video has been up for a really long time, I don't want to moderate the comments on it. I want to say like, the comments are now done. We have commented all the comments you can comment on this. And I wouldn't do that for most videos, but there are some videos that we have to like actively moderate because they're controversial or because people perceive them as controversial. And it's a huge pain. And like they're old videos. These comments aren't really even popping up in the top unless people see them and start to like yell about it. Yeah. I just had an idea. We're gonna play a Mad Lib. What was I even talking about? I'd like to be able to pause comment threads. We're gonna play a Mad Lib, guys. We're gonna play a Mad Lib, and it's from it's called Dragons. I need you to just give me a color. Wait, I'm just gonna share this so that you can see all of them, because otherwise it would take forever. Boop-a-doop. All right, you see what we got there? I'm gonna. Whoa! Oh no! Now you can see I was shopping for shirts. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna move this over here. Okay. First, I'm gonna say citrine because that's wonderful. And then we got a superlative ending in est, hungriest. Got an adjective. You have so many open tabs. My anxiety. Yeah, it was a nice shirt. It's a little expensive, but I'm thinking about it. I like shirts. Hangriest. Okay, hangriest it is. Adjective. Oh, yeah, burly. Burly is good. Or flowing. Body part plural. Phalanges. Is it spelled with a PH? A single body part. Noun, pretzel. You got it. Elbows. I'm going to just say elbow. And now we need an animal and 3 adjectives, you guys. Yes, yes. Everybody's saying yes. Philomena, is that any of those things? I don't think it is. Dimetrodons. Okay. Okay. Bursting. Is that an adjective? It's a... what is not... I guess it is. Adorable. And Flemish. Why not? We're gonna go mad, y'all. Go mad. Somebody's texting me a bunch. Who's it? Who's it? Oh, it's... What is it? It's my mom, you guys. It's my mom. I have to check it out. Oh my god. It's John. It's mostly John. Everybody's sharing Halloween costumes. Go mad! The citrine dragon is the hangriest dragon of all. It has burly phalanges and elbows shaped like a pretzel. Ah, it's good. It's good. I love to eat. It loves to eat Dimetrodons, although it will feast on nearly anything. It is bursting and adorable. You must be Flemish around it, or you may end up as its meal. That's not very nice. That seems pretty, like, problematic. Dragon, citrine dragon, honestly. I worry citrine dragon for... Yep. It seems like you maybe need to adjust your situations. You're only about 5% Flemish. I think that's better than the rest of us. Like, it didn't say how much Flemish you had to be. Wow, when it says new, I wonder how new that means, because this website seems very old. What do you think Nathaniel Huddleston is up to? Like, I want to reach out to Nathaniel Huddleston and be like, hey, look, maybe we can work this out. Maybe we could... I feel like Code Wookie is not impossible that Nathaniel Huddleston is the original Nathaniel Huddleston. Just fixed my account, removed 400 followers and several retweets. Tech conferences. Tell me about Nathaniel Huddleston. Tell me about your weird Madlib app. Mad Takes. It is him. It's him. I'm following him. Everybody go follow Nathaniel Huddleston of madtakes.com. Because look at this beautiful website with its tables and its backgrounds. Why is the thumbnail for this live stream PodCon 2? Look, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to change it now that I've done it. But I did. It's what happened. Lucy in the Sky with... Oh, is this the entire, like, all of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? Bonobos is a clothing company. It's where I was looking at that shirt. And they were like, you were looking at that shirt. So hit me. All right. This is a long one, you guys. I don't know. Is it worth doing? I think we may be doing all of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, maybe. What are you excited for with PodCon 2? Meeting people I've never met before, hanging out. We're going to do a live delete this. I'm really interested in how that goes. Because I said to Catherine, like, you're probably not going to want to do this, but I think it'd be fun to do a live delete this. And she was like, oh, yeah, totally. I totally want to do that. And I was like, are you for real right now? But you're excited about that? It doesn't seem like you would be excited about that. Code Wookie now has 6 followers. Hooray. Up from 5. No, did anybody else? 7. Somebody did it. Somebody did it. Oh, man, Code Wookie. Nathaniel Huddleston. What else are you up to, Nathaniel? Software developer, mainstream. Let's check out his LinkedIn. He works at Mainstream Technologies. He's been there for 7 years as a developer, doing stuff. Graduated in 2003. We're probably about the same age. Me and Nathaniel Huddleston. I love it. Follow him on all my Twitter accounts. Get him up to 10. You won't even know what hit you, Nathaniel Huddleston. Still at 7. All right, does anybody want to do this Mad Lib? It is a bad idea. You should feature Catherine in the live stream sometime. I totally should. She usually around this time is taking care of a baby, and then I come in, and then I take care of the baby after that. So, Nerdfighteria 2. Why aren't my quesadillas getting crispy? Too much oil? You just gotta keep sitting them on there. I liked the oh, Catherine says she's very sleepy. This gonna text, she says, I'm so sleepy. She's been a little bit sick. If we do Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds Mad Lib, then maybe I can cover the song though. Like, what if I could cover the song? Because I'd be into that. I'm just gonna start working on this without your help. Noun. Airplane. Food. What did I have to eat today? Tortilla. What another food? Soup. Verb. Stub. Is you can stub something. Also, you just stub your toe. Can you stub anything else besides a toe? Adverb. Slowly. Adjective. Hot. Noun. Plural noun. Binders. Color. Well, we had some. We got an adjective right after I needed. We don't need any more adjectives. How is that possible? Greasy. There it is. Turquoise. Turquoise. Verb. Plank. Like the meme. Full of what men? Women. Yeah, binders full of women. That's what now binders will always mean that. Noun. Mars is a noun. Female name. Andrea. Plural noun. Dragons. Don't know where I got that from. Remote control. Noun plural. Scissors, which is always plural, weirdly enough. Noun. Pencil. What else we got? Female name, Eunice. Okay, I'm going to change it to Eunice. Because that's on you. I have to go to a meeting. Verb ending in S. Well, that's weird. Yeah, sure, gazes. Verb. Noun, exam. Place. Florence, Italy. Is one half of a scissors a scissor? Yeah, it's just a knife. Oh, okay, I see. That kind of verb. Okay. Eunice is not pronounced like that. It's Eunice? Is it Eunice? What do I know about how to pronounce that? Jeez. Nope, not writer. Right. Noun plural. Lotions. Body part. Nostril. Article of clothing plural. Pants is always plural. It's very hard to have a pant. Shirts. Article of clothing has to be shirts. Okay. All right. Now I have to look up the chords to Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And I'm going to turn it so that now you're not looking at my junk here. Well, that's not what I mean. This one. And hopefully this is what I intended it for it to be. It is. Great news. And hopefully I'm able to play Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds on the guitar, because that would be embarrassing if not. Load it up, man. All right. Somebody with kaleidoscope eye. Oh, really? Cellophane flowers of yellow and green. Okay, I think I got it. I think I know that I can play the song. That's good. Can I play this while looking at the words to our Mad Lib version of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? Probably. Lucy in the Sky. Okay, I got it. All right. We're gonna do this, boys and girls. Picture yourself in an airplane on a river with tortilla trees and soup sky. Somebody calls you, you stop quite slowly. A girl with hot eyes. Oh, cellophane binders of turquoise and green, reading over your head. Plank for the girl with the Mars in her eyes, and she's gone. Eunice in the sky with diamonds. Eunice in the sky with dragons. Eunice in the sky with dragons. Well, so far so good. So far I feel good about what we've made. But let's see if we can continue the great work that we've done. Follow her down to a remote control by a fountain where rocking horse scissors eat final exam pies. Everyone runs as you gaze past the flowers that write so incredibly high. Ooh. Newspaper lotions appear on the shore, waiting to take you away. Climb in the back with your nostril in the clouds, and you're gone. Okay. Right. Okay, you just messed it up for me. Eunice in the sky with dragons. Eunice in the sky with dragons. Eunice in the sky with dragons. That's a weird chord for that. All right. One more verse, you guys. Everything's fine. Picture yourself on a train in Florence with greasy porters, with looking glass shirts. Suddenly someone is here at the turnstile. The girl with hot eyes. Hot? That was terrible. Eunice in the sky with dragons. Eunice in the sky with dragons. Eunice in the sky with dragons. Oh, Eunice in the sky thanks so much. That's my new single. The Final Exam Pie is made of anxiety. Truth. Hashtag truth. So I feel like part of that was great. I feel like part of it was terrible. But I've done worse things with my time before. So thanks everybody for hanging out with Nathaniel Huddleston and Lucy and Eunice in the Sky with Dragons here on Hank's channel. So also tomorrow I got a video going up on Hank's channel. So my Vlogbrothers video is about climate change. It's about a specific thing about climate change that I don't think is well understood or talked about ever, about sea level commitment rather than sea level rise. Sea level rise commitment. Sea level rise commitment is a weird, kind of complicated idea, and so I felt like I needed to make a whole video about it. But then external to that, I recorded a video that is about sort of my opinions largely about climate change, about like how we talk about it, how I don't like some of the ways we talk about it, and how because it's pretty complicated, we can often end up in a place where like, well, are we being so doomsday that there's nothing we can do? Like, it really isn't, to me, it's not about like, can we overcome, like, I think that we will survive global warming and the, like, I think that humans could survive a change in climate far beyond what we are anticipating. But I think that what it comes down to is how many people die and how much does it cost? Like, how much does it slow down our progress and how much suffering does it create? And like, I don't know. It's hard to talk about it in those terms, because I think we sort of default to apocalypse, where we say, yeah, there's gonna be tremendous impacts on our countries, on our lives, on our cities, because of global warming, and that's already now. That's now. The question is, will we have because every sort of 5 years we put it off, like those impacts are worse. So, like this idea of like, we need to fix this right now. Sure. We. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay. My video started playing. So if you want to hit me with some, in the last 15 minutes of the stream, if you want to hit me with some thoughts about, about global warming and like, or questions like the one that Ben just said, what are your thoughts about using nuclear energy as a solution to help address climate change? I have a hard time with that. Because, it's pretty carbon neutral. Like, it does take like energy to get to mine the ore and to spin it down. And so there's energy that goes into it, and that energy usually is going to come from a carbon source. And so, like, ultimately, yeah. Like, is it better than coal? It's certainly, like, in terms of what it's putting into the atmosphere, it probably has killed a lot fewer people than coal so far. Nuclear power, we have a lot of proven ways to do it well. But, like, the question of... I had an interesting interaction once where a friend of mine read a story about how they were experimenting on ways to have nuclear waste decay faster, so that it could get to a place where all of the radioactive elements were relatively stable and didn't have to be considered such hazardous waste. And his reaction to that was like negative. Like, he was kind of mad about it at first, and then he was like, why am I mad about this? And it was because it was like another like check against nuclear power that was like going away. And he was sort of like anti-nuclear power because he was. almost as like a moral thing. And I think that like we can be pretty like morally opposed to nuclear power in a way that isn't productive, because like ultimately this shouldn't be about, it's not really about morality, like that like technology is amoral. And like just because it's newer, just because like nuclear weapons are extremely dangerous and terrible, um, and we have a lot of them, that there's like, like a a sort of moral distaste for it, in the same way that like some people have a moral distaste for like pharmaceuticals, because there is like a broader like a morality around drugs, and like intoxication, and then like applying that same morality to consuming other drugs that change your body and your mind. um, and that's like those things shouldn't be related to each other. So like yeah, Kelda says there are proven natural alternatives to generate power. I mean, there are, but they are expensive. We're also kind of stuck with a lot of the things that we already have, like in the short term, by which I mean like dozens of years short term, which seems kind of like a long term, but when you start talking about climate change, like it's really like 80 years from now. That's the scariest point. And I'm not saying that like this isn't now a point of no return. Like it all is always kind of a point of no return. But like when you build a coal-fired power plant or a nuclear power plant, you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're not going to make $100 million. You're not going to make that money back, and usually you have a loan that you have taken out to pay for the construction of the plant, and then you have to continue to pay back that loan over 30 or 50 years. And so that like in order to in order to decommission coal-fired power plants, you know, ultimately like maybe you made a bad business decision, but it is hard to say that if it's like the government is saying you have to close your coal-fired power plant, and you're like, right, but that's going to leave me bankrupt and destitute. So like that's not great, because when I built this thing, I was operating under the idea that like it would operate for its lifespan. And now it looks like it's not going to operate for its lifespan. At the same time, when the market does that, that's fine. And the market is kind of doing that right now. Not because of solar and hydropower or wind, but because, and hydropower is its own whole thing, because like, yes, it's carbon neutral, but like the disruption to ecosystems is massive. And you could also kind of say that about any of these things, like like wind power also disrupts ecosystems and like kills birds, and solar power also can take up a lot of space if you're doing it at scale, at like a utility scale in the desert. um, and yeah, so what was I talking about? Yeah, so you've got this, but when the market says that coal-fired power plants aren't working, then they just go bankrupt, and they're like, well, we went bankrupt, and that happens sometimes. But when the government says that coal-fired power plants aren't allowed anymore, that's a concern, and like maybe it should be. We are a market-based economy. We're not, we're not, the state doesn't own the means of production. This is capitalism over here. So, Ben likes nuclear because it takes up so much less space. I don't know. Like to me, space isn't necessarily like the thing at a premium right now. Because, like, especially if we're talking about what we in the environmental world would call BLM land. No offense to that land, but it's it's scrub, it's graze, it's desert land, where there are ecosystems, but they don't have a tremendous amount of biodiversity in them. I don't know. Now I feel bad for deserts for calling them out and being like, it's not a big deal if we just cover you over with solar panels. Um, yeah, and then of course you do have the question of like power at night. I'm not so concerned with power at night. Or power when the wind isn't blowing, when the sun isn't shining, because we have one, we have we have a lot of baseload power in this country already that exceeds the nighttime requirements. And so if we're talking about phasing out coal-fired power plants over the next 30 or 50 years, yeah, I could see that like we would end up in a place where we don't have enough baseload to handle it at night, and so we have to talk about like some kind of power storage or some kind of natural gas system that like powers it, like just basically like peaker plants in reverse. So the idea of, or distributed battery power. So if you got a bunch of electric cars plugged into the grid, you could actually draw power out of them. You just have to be really smart about how you do it. And you like the people who own those cars would actually then get paid some nominal amount for the energy storage that their cars are doing. Um, but but basically, like you could have natural gas peaker plants in reverse. So a peaker plant is for when your baseload power can't cover the peak of power consumption. So say like your town consumes 100 units of energy, but then there's like a heat wave, and your coal-fired power plant is producing at max 100 units of energy. But then there's a heat wave, and you go up above that 100 units. Then you start having brownouts. What a natural gas peaker plant is for is during those peak times, they'll turn on the peaker plants, and those will get you to 120 when you need them. At night, we consume a lot less energy generally as a species because we're asleep. So so we don't need as much power during the nighttime. When you need power is during when you're not getting solar power is during like sunset to like 10 11 p.m. when people are watching TV and still doing things in the house, microwaving, cooking, that kind of thing. So you can have you can say like the idea that we shouldn't get rid of coal plants because sometimes the sun doesn't shine sometimes is a ridiculous idea, because we already have like the technology for handling moments when the power system isn't handling it. Like, yes, batteries might be a good idea, other forms of power storage might be a good idea, but come on, like we have the technology. I'm not saying that we're gonna like we don't have to completely remove fossil fuel from our energy mix. Like you can still burn natural gas in the moments when we need to burn natural gas because the sun isn't shining. That's what peaker plants are for. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. But if you do that, you lose so much energy from transferring it either from remote places or out of batteries. Oh, I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know what we're talking about. I can just keep going. I can keep on going on that topic, my friends. Yeah, I mean, I think that batteries might have something to do with the long-term solution, but like, I also like I think that turning off coal-fired power plants and having sunset to 11 p.m. being taken care of by natural gas plants with a combination of that and batteries and wind and whatever else is going on. I don't know. Like that seems like so good. It seems like a huge win. But I also think that like either the market needs to make coal-fired power plants obsolete or the government does. And it could be a combination of things. Like already, because natural gas has gotten so cheap, coal-fired power plants are already not as cost competitive. And when you make coal more expensive through regulating like how expensive it is to release carbon, or by regulating what kind of coal you can burn, regulating the mining process, which is if you make mining coal harder, the coal gets more expensive. But like, yeah, I mean, especially in places where power infrastructure is being built right now, China, India being the big ones, but soon, hopefully Africa as well. Like those are the places where you just really we need to figure out how to have those places grow without coal. And I think I think we're kind of maybe pretty close to that with a combination of batteries and solar and natural gas. Also probably wind. Um, and yeah, probably yeah. and probably some other things, probably some hydroelectric. I'm not a huge fan of hydroelectric. But gas is fracked so much now. Yeah, I mean, that's how we get all of our natural gas now. That's why we have so much natural gas. That's why natural gas prices have dropped enough to make coal-fired power plants look less competitive. It's because of fracking. And so, like, there's all these trade-offs. And to me, like, the concern of fracking is a local environmental problem. Like pollution of wastewater, pollution of groundwater, and that's a big deal. And when you're weighing local destruction of the environment and like global warming against each other, and like of course like because this isn't going to solve everything, so it's if it was like if we destroy this one environment we will prevent global warming, I'd be totally in favor of it. Screw that environment, let's just do it. But obviously like it's more nuanced than that. So any thoughts on a carbon tax? Yeah, I'm in favor of a carbon tax, but I don't think that anyone will ever get one passed. Cap and trade, yeah, yep, but yeah, it just doesn't seem likely to me. All right, you guys, thank you. I had this scheduled for 5:20, which is 8 minutes ago, so I have to go in and cook dinner with Catherine and Oren because that's gonna be fun because he's adorable. All right, everybody, thank you. This was good. I hope you like my videos tomorrow. I hope that it makes sense. And I appreciate you hanging out and being members of the Hanks Channel.